I used to blow dry my hair upside down for volume and wonder why it looked worse by noon. Thin hair doesn't need more effort. It needs different moves entirely, and most of what you've been taught about adding volume is working against the hair you actually have. In this video, I'm walking you through 4 simple steps that fix thin hair at the root, not just the surface. I researched the worst styling mistakes and the most effective fixes for women over 50, so you get real results fast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Part 1. The root lift mistake nobody corrects. Here's something most stylists won't say out loud. Teasing your roots is aging your part line. It's not the volume itself that's the problem, it's how the hair shaft responds afterward. Backcombing roughs up the cuticle layer. And on thin hair, that damage shows almost immediately as breakage and flyaway wisps that never lie flat again. You've probably noticed your part looking wider than it used to. That's not just genetics catching up with you. That's likely months of teasing catching up with you. The fix is a root lift technique using a volumizing mousse applied only at the scalp. Worked in with fingertips while the hair is still damp, then dried with a round brush lifted straight up and away from the head. Never teased, never backcombed. Here's why this works when teasing doesn't. Mousse coats each strand with a light polymer film that holds its shape once heat sets it. You're not forcing the hair to stand up through friction and damage. You're asking it to stand up through structure. The difference shows up within a single wash cycle. Apply a golf ball-sized amount to towel-dried hair, focus it directly at the roots along the part, and flip your head only at the crown, not the whole head, just a 2-inch section where volume matters most. Then dry that section first before anything else, while it still has the most moisture and the most flexibility to hold a new shape. Here's the part that changes how people actually see you. Root lift done this way reads as natural fullness, not done hair. People stop noticing your hair looks thin and start noticing you just look rested. That's the real shift. Not more hair, just hair that's doing its job again. I had a client tell me she'd spent 4 years avoiding photos from above because the part line made her self-conscious. 6 weeks of this root technique, and she sent me a selfie from a stairwell, laughing about it. Before, flat roots teased and re-teased by midday, visible scalp along a widening part. After, roots lifted at the source, holding shape through the afternoon. Part line softened by actual volume instead of camouflage. There's a second habit sitting right behind this one, and it might be the one doing the most damage of all. The brush you're using every single day. Part 2. The brush that's breaking you down. Most women reach for the same brush they've used for 20 years without ever asking if it still fits the hair they have now. Thin hair at 60 is not the same hair you had at 40. The shaft itself is finer, the cuticle is more fragile, and a stiff boar bristle brush built for thick, coarse hair is now doing more pulling than smoothing. Every stroke is a small tug-of-war your hair is losing. You've probably felt this without naming it. More strands in the brush than there used to be, a scalp that feels tender after styling, hair that looks fine in the mirror but thinner every time you check the shower drain. The fix is switching to a Bora nylon mixed bristle brush with widely spaced pins, used with slow single-direction strokes starting mid-shaft, never from the root. Here's the mechanism. A mixed bristle brush distributes natural scalp oils down the length of the hair instead of just pulling at the surface, which means less friction per stroke and a shine that shows up without extra product. Starting mid-shaft instead of at the root means you're not dragging a brush through the most fragile, thinnest part of every strand first. This one small swap changes something people notice without being able to say why. Your hair starts moving differently. It has that slight bounce and shine that reads as healthy rather than merely done. That's not a texture you can fake with product. It's a texture that comes from hair that isn't being torn apart every morning. Think about the last time you saw a hairbrush commercial. They never show a stiff brush ripping through fine hair. Because that's not what healthy styling looks like. And somewhere along the way, most of us picked up the wrong tool for the hair we actually have now. Before, stiff bristles, root-first strokes, visible shedding and a scalp that feels raw by evening. After, mixed bristles, mid-shaft strokes, natural shine and noticeably less hair left behind. There's a third mistake waiting in your styling routine. And it's one almost nobody thinks to question because it feels like it should be helping. Part 3. The product layering trap. Here's the part almost nobody expects. More product is often the reason thin hair looks limp by lunchtime, not the fix for it. When hair is fine, it has less surface area to hold weight, and stacking a volumizer, then a serum, then a hairspray, then a texturizing spray means you're asking a thin strand to carry 4 coats of formula meant for thicker hair. The hair collapses under its own routine. You've likely felt that moment where your hair looked full leaving the house and flat within 2 hours. That's not your hair failing you. That's 4 products competing for the same square inch of strand. The fix is a single, lightweight, root-targeted volumizing spray, applied once, at the roots only, skipping every other layered product entirely. This works because it removes the compounding weight problem at its source. One light formula gives the lift. Nothing after it is there to weigh that lift back down. Less is doing more here. And it's the difference between hair that holds shape and hair that surrenders to gravity by early afternoon. Here's the outcome that actually matters to how you're perceived. Hair that holds its shape all day reads as effortless, and effortless reads as younger, put together, unhurried. Nobody clocks it as she used less product. They just notice you look like you didn't have to try. Before, 4 products layered by 9 in the morning, flat and lifeless by early afternoon. After, 1 root-targeted spray, lift that holds from breakfast through dinner. So if fewer products and the right tools matter this much, you'd think the actual haircut wouldn't matter at all. And that assumption is exactly where the last step comes in. Part 4. The cut that was never built for your hair. This is the step most women skip entirely, and it's the one that makes the other 3 actually work. A cut with too many thin, feathered layers looks great on thick hair because there's enough density to absorb the gaps. On fine hair, those same layers create visible see-through patches, especially near the crown and temples, no matter how much mousse or spray you apply underneath. If you've ever left the salon loving your cut, then watched it go stringy and separated within a week, the layering itself was likely the problem, not your styling. The fix is requesting a blunt, low-layer cut with weight concentrated at the ends, sometimes called a reverse graduation, where the stylist keeps length dense through the midshaft and only softens the very bottom edge. Here's why it works. Density at the midshaft gives fine hair a visual thickness it can't create on its own, because there's simply more hair sitting in that zone instead of thinned out by layers. The ends stay soft, never blunt and heavy, so it still moves naturally. This is the change that compounds everything else. Once the cut itself is built for the hair you actually have, the mousse works better, the brush does less damage, and one spray goes further because you're not fighting the shape of the cut on top of everything else. Before, heavily layered ends, visible gaps near the crown within days of a fresh cut. After, dense midshaft weight, soft bottom edge, fullness that holds cut to cut. Put these 4 steps together, and you're not just styling around thin hair anymore. You're finally working with it. You now know exactly why teasing, the wrong brush, product overload, and the wrong cut have been working against your thin hair, and exactly what to do instead. And none of it requires more effort, just the right order. That's the kind of change that actually holds. Which of these 4 steps do you think has been quietly sabotaging your hair the longest? Tell me in the comments. Next week, I'm breaking down the color mistakes that make thin hair look even thinner. You won't want to miss it. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.